You know, sometimes when we come into this subject, we're doing it from a perspective of wanting to be a perfect human being. And I think this was so true of myself when I got into this subject, because we hear enlightenment and, you know, it sounds like the answer to everything. And I have the possibility of being a perfect human. I have the possibility of not reacting to any of my mother's criticism or my father's frustration or my siblings this or my siblings that. Getting on with all my co-workers, and the reason that we want to be a perfect person is for different psychological reasons, but fundamentally it is to have power and to be loved. And the power equals safety, and the love equals safety, but it's also love as well. Like, we desire love. And it's not true, you don't need to be a perfect person. That's an illusion that will keep you running, but it's very subtle. Like, for me, it was like, if I could become enlightened, then this was very deeply unconscious. Like, people could behave like assholes and I would be okay. I know that sounds crazy, but because I had a lot of difficult dynamics with my family in childhood, I thought, if I can be awake, this was unconscious, then I can handle everybody's difficult dynamics, and I don't have to try and change them, and I don't have to vocalize anything or try and change myself. You know, I can just be totally passive. I thought, wonderful, great. But it's not true. That's not true. Because if you don't deal with dynamics, then those difficult dynamics are going to control your life. If you don't have very strong mechanisms to push and to respond and to put boundaries up to these dynamics, then these dynamics will come in and control your life. So in a way, your life will look like those difficult dynamics of the others. Isn't that crazy? But of course that will happen. If you can't tell people when they're being inappropriate, then they'll come in and control you, and the people that are controlling will be attracted to you. So that's one thing. Then the other reason for doing it is like a form of narcissism. All of us have narcissism in it. I'm not saying it's narcissistic personality disorder, which the internet hates at the moment. Narcissist. But the other form is this narcissism. Like, if everybody loves me and believes I'm perfect, I will be loved. And I also had that dynamic too. That people will like me, I will be safe and secure, which is not true, because people don't like a perfect person because it makes them feel insecure about themselves. They'll throw tomatoes at you. Yeah. It's not real, it's fake. There isn't this perfect person. And this is something that, you know, in non-duality is this process that's going through it, because, you know, there are these teachers coming forward, like saying this and exclaiming this. And then there's still the old school that's like talking about, you know, becoming at peace with everything and sort of totally zoning out in that love and that beingness of what you are, which you can do while having this personality structure in a healthy form appearing. And it's like through that combination, like blissing out, like being in contact with that, but then also having this personality that's a healthy or more healthy personality. Not perfect. Healthy isn't perfect. Perfect is fake because it's not true. Look at life. In a way, you could say everything is perfect, but then if you look in at the mechanics of life, like, things aren't perfect. They're growing and changing and imperfect. Otherwise, why do we need to cut hedges or flower beds or put down fertilizer? Like, I know that sounds fickle, but nature needs everything else. Like there isn't like one perfect solid form that is above everything else. It's like a movement of things, and in a way overall it's perfection, but in its individuality it's always evolving and improving and changing and transforming and being affected by everything else around it. It's fluid. Perfect is stuck. Yeah. Not sure why I went off on that rant, but there it is.